In the beginning, it was just shouts and screams at a man who was walking around in junkie dreams. He didn't hear "Stop, police" or "Drop the gun." He was too far gone for that. He was lost in make-believe gangster thoughts, forgetting that all he was a mixed-up hype. The first bullet hit him dead between the eyes. After that, cops fired another 12 that landed in various places in and around him. I guess they had to do something after they fired the first shot while they waited for him to fall. Don't get me wrong, I really don't give a damn about Shorty. As a matter of fact, things around here probably won't be stolen as much since he's gone. It's just kind of funny to me that after they shot Shorty, they rushed over to him, ripped off his shirt, pumped on his chest, and blew in his mouth. It was too crowded for all of them to get in on the action. Those who were not on their knees, blowing and pumping, were screaming into their walkie-talkies, telling whoever was on the other end to get the paramedics over there right now. They sounded sincere, just as sincere as they sounded when they told Shorty to drop the gun. The paramedics came rushing right up on cue. Of course, they were pumping and blowing too. Shorty was dead and gone. All of us standing around had seen dead and gone before. We knew they were wasting their time. For all of this, and getting back to what struck me as funny, if they really wanted Shorty to live, why did they shoot him in the first place? Shorty was well known around 14th Street. Everybody, especially the police, knew he was a hype. He was an old hype at that. The cops chasing him knew they could have pulled back and let Shorty run. Sooner or later, probably much sooner than later, Shorty would have fallen down, grabbed his chest, and tried to force the oxygen into what passed for hype lungs. Then they could have walked up to him, put the cuffs on, and had a laugh with Shorty on the way back to the squad car. What would have been the harm in that? I know what they're going to say on the evening news. They're going to say that Shorty had a gun and had just robbed a store. I guess you can call it $11 and some change robbed. Of course, I'm dreaming. Shorty isn't going to make the evening news. Hell, Shorty isn't going to make the evening paper, except for the obituaries. Later, one of the policemen who shot Shorty will have to go to his house and tell his mother that Shorty coming home days were over. The cop will take his hat off, ask if he can come in. He will have tears in his eyes when he tells Shorty's mother. So will she. The cop will cry because somewhere deep down inside he'll understand that even Shorty deserved better. Shorty's mother will cry because she was an old hype too and counted on her son to keep her right. She's too old to take to the street corners and doesn't know how to do anything else. Shorty's sixth grade teacher will scan the paper and catch Shorty's name in the obituaries. She'll whisper to the dead air in front of her, poor child, which is funny too, since she always made a point of telling Shorty in front of the whole class that he would never amount to anything. When he tried to learn how to read and didn't, something he should have been able to do long before the sixth grade, she pretended not to notice. She passed him on. No harm. It's what the teachers did before Shorty reached the sixth grade and what the teacher did after he left the sixth grade. Seems to me that someone should have spent some time to teach the brother how to read. The high school guidance counselor will recognize Shorty's name also. He'll shake his head to wonder why didn't the kid take his advice and join the Army. What he could not have known is that Shorty tried to join the Army. He tried to join the Navy, Air Force, and the Marine Corps too. The Cold War was over. The voluntary service newly started, both of which meant that Shorty, unable to read, was unable to serve. Oddly enough, if Shorty could have just made it another year, when the Gulf War made recruiting anybody better than not having nobody, Shorty's life may have been different. Uncle Sam taught many a young brother to read back then. Somewhere between the onrush of bullets and the Constitution, Shorty would have been eligible to die for his country. Even that would have been better than dying for $11 and some change. Oh well, Shorty's dead now. All those could have, would have, and should have been done things died with him. The preacher will stand up at the gravesite for $40 and say, he's with God now. Yeah, right. As much wrong as Shorty had done, no, Shorty's certainly doing that two-step on some hot coals down in hell. I'll pay the preacher, throw a little dirt on Shorty's cheap county casket, and pour a little liquor out for him. Then I'll shed a tear because I know there's a lot of Shorties out there, and the best they'll ever do is a cheap county casket and a little liquor. The last irony for Shorty is that if somebody, anybody, had given a damn when he was alive, maybe somebody, anybody would give a damn now that he's dead. Now that I think about it, it's not so funny after all.